Yo, you can hear me?
Yeah, I agree. What's up?
Okay, so obviously, Mr. Alex, you got married when you were 23 years old. I'm aware that people in the army, the military, whatever, I'm aware that they like trust me, I know people personally. I know there's like, financial gain or financial benefits to getting married, so people will get married early and things of that nature. Um, but I know you did eventually end up getting divorced. Um, But Mr. Alex, there's some young men out here that, they've done what they needed to do in life up to this point. They're doing well and they have options. They really do have options when it comes to women. And because they have options, um, I don't know if settling down is the word to use, but they actually do have a lot of good women that, probably a gentleman like yourself will say, "Hey, you should probably stop running around and such and such or such and such. She's clearly like a good woman. That's a woman that like you should like be in a relationship with and work towards having like a long term partnership with." But like I said, because of all the options they have, and then Mr. Alex, as you get older, the more accomplished you get, the more successful you get. Just the more money you start making, the more notoriety you start getting, it becomes even more. Um, I mean, if a young man wants to know just how to not really get lost in the sauce and just kind of I don't like I said, I don't know if settle down is the word to use, but what advice would you give to a young man to just not get lost in the sauce of all that?
It kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier, man. You can live your life, but don't leave your seed nowhere you don't plan on staying. You got to be responsible with yourself first. Um, that's just one thing, like completely. They do have some amazing women out here, and
Right.
a lot of women start off amazing. They get ruined in the process of living life too fast, and they get jaded in that process. And men do the same. So if you're a young man and you run across a woman that's marriage minded, that ain't out here in these streets, man, I'm not saying you gotta marry her right away. Find out
Right.
who that woman is completely. And if
Right.
y'all completely do align, lock that woman down fast, bro. I don't give a fuck if you 21 years old.
I
You got
see.
your shit together
Hmm.
and she moving that way with you, and you know who this person is through all 4 seasons of her life. Y'all done been together like that. Um, and she rocking with you the right way, not delusionally, but the right way.
Right. Yeah. And
Uh,
that's
it,
the thing though, Mr. Alex, is like it's like man, we're living in I'll be telling men this, like I even be telling men this. I'll be like we literally in times in 2023 where it's like I would highly advise a man, if you really come across a woman that like, she genuinely likes you for you. She genuinely like supports you. She genuinely appreciates you. Like she not like messing with you for the wrong reasons. I think you should like lock that girl down and not be like trying to like be out here in the streets, like, running around and doing all this. But, it's also like when you're a young man and,
no, no, but this the real, bruh. I ain't never shied away from talking about my past. I was in the army. I done been to plenty of places. You know, it's nice to smash different women, bruh. It's okay, but at the end of the day, you don't get nothing out of it. It's just
absolutely.
experience at the time. You
Right.
ain't missing nothing. If you got a woman that's a freak in the sheets and a lady in the streets, bruh, and and she's a really good woman to you, bruh. She really rock with you like that, bruh. What is you missing? What is you really
Right.
missing? At the end of the
Right.
day, that social pressure to go out here just because you an attractive man, you got money to sleep with a bunch of other women. That shit is cap all day long, bruh.
Right.
Because you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it to beat your chest. You
Right.
do say I can do it. But what's the bigger flex? Loving a woman for the rest of your life, one woman, and being with that woman, or just being with a bunch of women that don't really give a fuck about you,
Exactly. That don't care about and that you don't care about either.
that you don't care about either. And then you run the risk of having kids all over the place. We ain't even gonna talk about diseases.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, if you with that one person that this woman fucks with you the long way, just like you fuck with her the long way, man, and y'all locked in completely like that, then it doesn't, then, because life is a risk all day long. If you're going to go risk your life, your health, your pockets, and everything else out here with all of these other women, then what makes more financial sense? You being with one woman that you can pour into, that's helping you build your empire and bringing your legacy along and helping you live forever, or you know what I'm saying, you just out here spreading your seed all over the place, risking.
Definitely the one woman.
The one woman is always going to be the better option. It's always going to be the better option. And I'm not telling men I don't, as far as what's up, Bistro Brad, men in the military, especially young soldiers, I tell them not to get married. Like, don't get married until you're getting ready to retire. Like, that's the worst mistake you can make as a soldier, because the laws are different for us. Don't ever get married in the Army until you get ready to retire, because you'll know if that motherfucker really want to fuck with you or not. And then you so far along in your career, you get to pick what you want anyway. But at that young puppy love shit in the military, bad motherfucking decision all day long. It's never gonna fucking work out for you.
Okay, but hear me out on this, Mr. Oz. Last thing, I always say this. I don't think a lot of young men are fit to be married either, though. Like, when I say fit to be married, I'm talking about first of all, mentally, emotionally, financially. I just think as young men, there's a lot of other things that they should be having their focus on than trying to like marry a woman and start a family and start bringing kids into the world. Like,
No,
I think when a man gets in his early 30s, maybe like mid 30s, I think that'll be good. But young
age
men
don't have nothing to do with it, bro. And I'm gonna tell you why. The amount of responsibility and accountability that comes with being a husband, a lot of men don't even understand the ramifications of that shit. That you don't, like, being a husband is that responsibility and accountability of, hey, this shit is on you. She might be helping you, but this shit is on you. When shit goes wrong, it's on you, and you got to eat that shit. Most men, especially most men nowadays, and even men my age, they don't want that fucking responsibility.
right?
That's why they fuck it up all the time. They never wanted it to begin with. You gotta want that shit. You gotta want to be a husband, because that's a throne that you sit on alone. Your queen stands beside you, but when it's all said and done, when the kingdom ain't fucking doing right, when people ain't eating, motherfuckers is looking at you. They're not looking at your woman. They're not looking at your woman. She's there to give you good, sound advice on how to make sure the kingdom is running right. But at the end of the day, that responsibility and accountability for that household falls on your shoulders. And if you're not ready to assume that responsibility as a man, do not be out here trying to marry no woman at no early age or old age. Just be by your damn self. And don't be out here having kids all over the fucking place.
Right.
Because that's a responsibility that some people just can't, because it's being married is the most unselfish thing that you could possibly do, because it's not about you anymore. It's not about you at all. It's about what you are creating at that point. Everything that you create in that marriage is what you're responsible for. Your happiness is your responsibility. It's not your wife's responsibility to make you happy. You have to be a happy man in that marriage for your damn self. Because if you are unhappy man, and you're going to make that woman miserable, and you're going to make your kids fucking miserable. That's just what it is. A lot of men ain't ready to accept that shit. So marriage ain't for everybody. If you're not a man that's willing to accept the responsibility and accountability that comes with the mantle of husband, then you don't need to get married.
Yeah. I hear you. I'm just man. I'm just like, that's just not, I just think at my young age, as accomplished and successful and for what I got going on for myself right now, I just,
you want a wife? No,
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna get married. I'm gonna get married one day, but I just don't. That's not something that I wake up and think about. That's not something that I'm like, oh, I want to do this within the next 2 to 3 years. That's just not within. That's just not on my horizon right now.
If you marriage minded, you're gonna end up running into a woman that you wanna,
Change.
not change. You don't ever
Mm,
change, bro. It's just like I I say with people that had promiscuous behavior. You know what I'm saying? Even myself, you know what I'm saying? I was promiscuous at one point. You don't change. Your promiscuity is still there. It's just suppressed because you found something that makes that shit not as important anymore. It's not as important to you. And all men that have options go through this shit when they get to the point to where, look, I'm tired of doing this shit now. I don't
right.
want to do this shit no more.
Right.
You know, so it hit different for us. We can suppress that shit and because we found somebody, a woman that checks all of those boxes, right? So I don't need to go out here and have a bunch of other women because this woman right here gives me every fucking thing that I need and then some. Sexually, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, she filling my cup up. And I actually want to do the same thing for her. And a lot of people be in relationships and they ain't getting that. It's just toxic bullshit. And they think that that's actually love and reciprocation. It's reciprocation of toxicity. And that shit never leads anywhere good. And then you bring children into the situation and you just ruining lives at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, I just wanted to pick your brain on that, Mr. Alex. I just wanted
Bro,
to pick your brain on
if you marriage minded, noble man, take your time, man. Vet the woman right the same way as we tell, or
woman.
try and ask women to vet men right. Just vet the
Yeah.
woman right. Don't rush into nothing, man. Make sure that woman is going to be an asset to your life and not a burden.
Hmm.
That's not saying that you got to be traditional, modern, or anything else. You do what fits you and that woman's life and how y'all choose to move forward as partners in life, as lovers, as friends, as confidants, and everything else, man. Y'all, you have good conversations with a woman that you can actually talk to without being talked at. That's
Right.
another big thing right there too, man. Don't ever be with no woman that only talk at you. If she can't talk to you, then that's not the woman for you. I don't give a fuck how good that coochie is, bro. Like, because as a man, bro, you're not fit to be dealing like a man's man ain't fit to deal with no woman talking at him all the time. You can't talk to me, then I can't fuck with you. But you definitely not fit to talk at me because I'm not your child and you're not mine.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I just want to pick your brain on that, man. Just want to pick your brain on that.
Yeah.
It's growing pains.
Yeah, it's growing pains, bro. Dude, there's somebody out there for everybody, man. It's compromise in marriage, of course, but your core values you never compromise on, man. And
Right.
she shouldn't either. What's most important to you when you out here actually marriage minded as a man, your core values should be upfront. If a woman is looking at you for financial gain and the only thing that she that puts a smile on her face is the gifts that you give her, that's probably not the woman you should be with.
Hmm.
If the gifts and the lifestyle is what she after, then that's what she after. And if you okay with that, then you okay with that. That's what you want to provide because she's doing. Then it's transactional at that point. It's not really a marriage. You enter in a transactional agreement with a woman to provide a lifestyle for her. But that woman don't love you. The minute that she finds something better that's transactionally better, she gonna jump to it.
Yep.
So yeah, you just gotta find a woman and rock with you the long way, bruh. And you will know because she'll never tell you that bullshit line that you hear on here. I want you, but I don't need you. Shit. I'm giving
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro. You asked me the truth. I'm telling you right now, any woman that's running around here talking about that I want you, but I don't need you. Shit, bruh. Trust me. The minute that she find a better option to want, she jump into that want because she never needed your ass to begin with.
Mm.
And it's not financially. It's you. It's the man. It's the man. Is this the man for me? Because that's the man that she needs. Because that man is doing everything that she needs as a woman to be a woman. not to be flown out, not to have no $35,000 ring, not to do any of that shit. She wants noble. For better or worse, till death do them part. They say shit about no money. And if you don't find a woman like that, then just date the motherfucker and don't ever have no kids with her, bruh.
Yep. Definitely not. I'm definitely not doing the kids thing with a random.
It's just the truth, man. You got to protect your seed, man. Protect your meats. Protect your meats, man. I'm pushing that shit all day long. Men got to do better and making better choices in life, man. We can't be the problem no more.
Yeah.